Hi, welcome to Tarot Down Under. I'm going to provide a general reading for a general audience. If the message resonates with you, please like, subscribe to the video, provide any comments. Always good to see some feedback or some insight into what might be stirred up or brought up from the reading in your own personal situation. If the reading doesn't resonate with you, don't force any messages. Not every general reading is going to hit the spot and be really appropriate for every individual, but parts of the message may be. So do take away what you can and leave what doesn't sound suitable. We have jumping out the world, which is indicative of endings, cycles ending. You can see here that the woman on the card she's half naked, and I guess that symbolizes almost the cycle's over. The end of the cycle will kind of indicate that a new cycle will be beginning. So I guess that rawness of being open, exposed, and really engrossed in what was and prepared for what will be. And so there does appear that there are cycles ending at the moment and cycles starting, but there is a bit of crossover in terms of energy. So there has to be that closing out and that renewing. And I feel like we are in that in-between stage for a lot of people. There's new things on the horizon, and this is a great time with the Magician coming out to start to take control of the situations around you and manifest. Do some meditation and just visualization, focusing on what you want to be seeing in your life, what kind of outcomes, what kind of situations you want to be encountering in the upcoming future. So the last reading did kind of pick up on this type of energy as well. So yeah, I feel like we are slowly moving into a new cycle. The end of a cycle does indicate, especially with the major arcanas, that it was quite a significant cycle. So you've been in at a stage in life where a lot has happened, and there's a lot of room now for newness and rebirth, creation, starting over, closing up and wrapping up what has been. The Seven of Swords is coming out, which is a card that speaks of deception and trickery, but on a lighter note, strategy and resourcefulness, really, because we have, as you can see in the card, this character collecting a bunch of swords and running away. The one, I guess, interpretation, and whether it's the correct one or not, is that the individual is taking away from an opponent or preparing outside of the realms of what might be acceptable or expected, in an attempt to prepare for future outcomes with a foresight to know that if you put in the work and take certain action, then at an early stage, and perhaps when no one's really watching or ready for it, I guess being one step ahead of your opposition or people you're dealing with, staying on the ready, staying prepared for situations where conflict might be arising or challenges, competition. So if you do have some plans to be undertaking some activity where there may be competition or rivalry, don't be afraid to go to measures which you may not normally go to. Measures in the sense that can be considered in your mind unfair or unvirtuous or sneaky. There's a spectrum, I guess, when it comes to what's right and what's wrong with ethics and courses of action. But if you're in doubt as to whether, you should be doing something that might be somewhat underhanded, don't be afraid to do so, because I feel like, a lot of the time when we're dealing with situations where there is competition, others will be doing what they need to do to get ahead. So, if you can put yourself in a position where you can get ahead of the pack to get that success, do it. Don't labor over this too much. I feel like you have been contemplating as to whether you'd like to take action to put yourself ahead of the pack in a way that may be seen as unfair. If that is the case, don't be so hard on yourself and just use discernment. Use a bit of judgment as to what degree of competition you can embark on with the use of preparation that may be considered unfair, for want of a better term. I think you're someone who's very honest and you like to be true to yourself, and you don't like deceiving others because you know that takes you away from who you are and what you're all about. And that's very understandable, but that conflict within yourself needs to be resolved, and you need to be fair on yourself in the sense that others may not be being fair. People you're dealing with may not be being fair. So if you need to take certain measures that you wouldn't usually take to deal with situations that are not in line with who you are exactly, then just do that, because it's only fair. It's kind of fighting fire with fire. Just make sure you're putting yourself first, because others are going to be putting themselves first, and you're going to be in an unfair advantage if you don't do the same. Try and draw some more energy on this scenario. So I feel like whether it's a sport or a career or some kind of competitive environment that you're finding yourself in, and action's being required to be taken. And I feel like it is a bit of a stressful time, because time is of the essence here. Don't delay doing what you think you might need to do. Don't hesitate to the point of paralysis. Four of Wands is coming out in return. It could be in relation to a relationship. Is there someone that you're trying to move along in a relationship with where there is competition involved? If so, perhaps you do need to start taking measures that would, there's that old saying, which I've often referred to at times, knowing that others do, and you have to be fair on yourself. So that the saying is, all's fair in love and war. War is not something you want to find yourself, and warring love is not somewhere you want to really find yourself at or in. But if you do, realize and know that all is fair, and don't be unfair to yourself by trying to be fair. I hope that makes sense. I think you could understand and ascertain the message that I'm trying to get through anyway. If this is resonating with you and you're a certain type of person that has good morals and ethics, and you may be struggling to take action that you don't really feel is ideal, but may be necessary to get something that's really important for you, and for not just for you, but for also the other people involved. So the Empress is coming out. You're in a really powerful kind of position. I feel like you're really poised to make the most of this endeavor. It looks like there will be a good outcome. If you're doing all the right things, then you should expect all the right results. Spirit, can we get some clarification around these three cards before we move on to the second of the three decks? Seven of Cups. So I feel you have options. So I feel you have options, and perhaps that's why you're not wanting to go ahead with underhanded behavior or action, because you may get better results by not doing so. The Moon. So is something hidden that's coming to light? Is there something hidden that you know about but you're not facing? You're not accepting? Has there been conflict that has resulted in a lose-lose situation? I feel like you need to be fighting for something or someone. I think you have to let something to go or someone go to move on. And again, this could be in relation to some kind of pursuit, sporting or career, or some kind of pursuit, some kind of hobby or pursuit that's quite close to your heart that you're undertaking. But I feel like you have to let something go. You have to let something go before you're going to start seeing results from something. So there's something that's holding you back from getting to where you need to be. You know this. I'm not telling you anything new here. You just need to really trust yourself, listen to your intuition, and know that you have the answers, and that this is just verification that you do. Yeah, you've put in a lot of work, and I feel that you're ready to make some changes. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next deck, because there's a bit of ambiguity in terms of what's going on here exactly. But I think that you're kind of picking up on something, whether I'm not. You might know something that is not coming out in this reading, but is being brought up within your own feelings and intuition. It's quite a mysterious kind of reading. But I like to think that it's getting through to however this is meant for. I feel like there's a lot of positive energy here, just a little bit of confusion and lack of wanting to commit. But you're in a very strong energy, and that's good to see. I think you don't need a great deal of guidance or insight from me, but I will nonetheless provide a number of cards further to try and... The Lovers are coming out in reverse. Why are the Lovers coming out in reverse? Okay, so I could just be seeing this the wrong way around, I feel. The Lovers are here. So there is a new beginning, I think. I think you've had a lot of experience in relationships and love, and you know what you want. And you're very close to it. You may even need to make some personal changes to yourself and situation to be ready for this new love, or clear out other relationships, whether they be romantic, friendships, or family relations. You need to make room for something really significant. Yeah, look, I think you've got a lot of answers within you. I think I just need to give you a lot of space during this reading to delve within your own psyche, your own heart, your own gut feeling. Yeah, I think you very well know, and you're going to take action. Whatever you're thinking of, whatever you're whatever you have in mind at the moment is what you're going to go ahead with. But you do want to change the way your personal situation is before you go ahead with this. I think there should be some kind of new beginning with, or maybe even a upgrade or formalizing of something in your life, this relationship or other things. I think you really need to, and you're preparing to put some things in a really special and committed place within yourself. You need to let go of some old ways of thinking or being, or you do need to clear out something, someone, or some behavior, some places, people, places, or things. Something does have to be put aside and finished with. And you know this, and you have good control, and you're going to do it without too much trouble. If you need to use deception or trickery to end something that's not working for you in your life, do so. I think that's the message that's kind of come out earlier and it's coming out again. I think that's what you needed to hear, that whatever you're considering in terms of doing that may be considered unorthodox in your mind needs to be done. You can do it in your style, but you do need to take fairly drastic action to overcome an obstacle that can only be overcome with a certain degree of trickery or deception or strategy at least. Spirit, can we get some clarification around this devil? What is this that the collective are dealing with? What is this? What is this burden, for want of a better word? So it's very close to your heart, whatever this is that you're having to deal with. It's very close to your heart. And you have to go within to know the best course of action. So just take some time for yourself and go a bit deep. Make sure if you are intending to do something that's controversial, do take the time to plan it and do it in a way that is going to be, firstly, legal. Secondly, do it in a way that's not going to create problems for yourself. Make sure that you're not going to be implicated in any drama or issues that might unfold from a certain course of action that you may need to take. Okay, so the King of Cups has come out in reverse. You could be dealing with a masculine that is not very trustworthy. You could be a female dealing with a masculine. You could be a male dealing with a female masculine energy, someone in their masculine energy. This person is not for you. They've created a lot of conflict in your life, and they need to be relinquished from your energy. It's just going to continue on if you don't. Drama's just going to continue and follow you until you get rid of this reverse King of Cups, which essentially speaks of a masculine energy that's not offering any kind of emotional investment or commitment or positive return for you. Even if they're claiming to or appearing, it does indicate that you're dealing with someone who's not very trustworthy. That's not someone that's, and it's going to be different for everyone, but if this is really resonating with you and you have that gut feeling, just start taking action towards rectifying this negative person in your life. Otherwise, drama is just going to continue. It's not going to get better until you take action. They're not going to change because you're, I feel, enabling them to continue in this kind of calculated and predatory kind of energy is what I'm feeling. You really need to take back your power and move on to what you know you should be moving on to. If this reading is resonating for you, then you know where your happiness is, and you know that whatever you're dealing with at the moment is something that needs to be ended, and ended in a really clever, staged, and considered way. I think this will get to who it needs to get to and assist you in your journey forward with this situation. If you do need to reach out, there is an email within the content of this channel so you can reach me on email, or you can leave a comment. Like and subscribe to the channel so I can continue to provide further readings and provide insight on your situation or situations that may benefit and advise on particular courses of action, or give insight into different ways of thinking and approaching circumstance that may arise for you. I'll try, and I feel like I am picking up on a certain type of energy at the moment, so hopefully I'm connecting and helping some people see things in their own situations. I do intend to release a video every kind of few days at the moment, so you can look out for another video in the upcoming days. Until then, stay well and look after yourself and others. So bye for now.